I thought I'd go ahead and make another video for the Toddville job while the roofer's just about finishing up. So that big blue Smurf looking thing is a Genie GTH 636, which we just purchased a few weeks ago. It's probably one of the greatest tools we've ever spent money on, honestly. We used to rent them. I don't know how we never just purchased one ourselves, because it was a lifesaver on this job. Getting materials up the roof, setting trusses, everything else, and our next job is only 10 miles from here, if that, so we'll just drive to the next job site and don't have to pay for transportation fees. But anyways, this is where we're at in Toddville. Horseshoe Lake Road, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. That's the original house there. This is the 3-level addition, basement, first floor, second floor. And this is us here. Apologize for the sun. Living room. I'm standing on the porch level. Kitchen, dining room. And then this kind of goes to show how difficult it is to get to add on an L-shaped structure and get drainage correctly. We've got the I think that's a 412 back there, 412 here. Actually, don't quote me on that, it might be a 5. I don't think it's 5, it's a 4. So then got a valley there, valley there, valley there, valley here, double valley. And this drops down to two half 12. It's a very low pitch, but it definitely got a nice overhang here, and this is all flashed down in here, so not too worried. The water flow is valleyed here to here. Got plenty of good water flow. The guys decided to add a cricket on the back side there, which wasn't part of the scope, but we went and cricketed that so the water wasn't running down and straight off that way. So this is great. We'll shove everything. It's not a lot of roof area here. We'll have a 5-inch gutter there. That'll pull all that easily. Maybe we'll do a 6 on that. Actually thinking back, because we've got this upper roof level here, we'll probably bring down and drop into that gutter too. So we might do a 6 there and a gutter guard. This is the rear gable. 6, probably 24, 25 feet, not too high. Got a radon vent and our plumbing stack. 2 bathrooms, 1 stack's good. And then we've got double gables over here. And the goats. We've definitely got goats. Very loud, obnoxious goats. A couple goats there. There's a pig right there. And chickens. That coop, the homeowner just built that coop. Got chickens over there. We put up our temp fence for their dog because the yard was fenced in. And then the septic guys came the next, like 2 days later, took our fence down. I connected it, went from there to the house out there. And then the fence got laid down from the septic guys, and then the grandmother tripped over the fence and fell. And we've just left it as is. We don't want to touch it again until we're told otherwise. So a new septic system. Ripped out a bunch of trees back there in the timber for their septic system. Had to put in a huge septic system for this house and this addition. So the guys they ran out of ridge vent, so I had to run them in R to get some new ridge vent. I guess there would have been a 20-footer there. Yeah, so there was just not enough to do the whole thing. But that's the roof. Just bear with me. I'm gonna fall down the ladder quick and do another quick walkthrough around the outside. Roofer butts left. They didn't want to wait for me to go get the ridge vent. It only took me 40 minutes round trip. Okay, so this is the stoop. We didn't want to have like a bunch of stairs off the front that went out in the yard. So he said, hey, let's just build a slope sidewalk here. So poured the footing wall here, foundation wall, be a 4-foot sidewalk with a thickened side on it here. So this will be a planter. This will be a planter here. We've got a major waterproofing issue here we have to address. Apparently the existing foundation of this addition was not poured at 8 foot, and we did not know that. From our investigation, everything was furred out and sighted down the foundation. It was not. Found out the foundation was only poured like 6 foot. So we're gonna waterproof that, do some things to that. We probably won't build grade back up to here, but they wanted to leave this as a planter area. Not a big deal. We're still below grade. We're 12 inches below grade. Or right now we're 16, 18 at least right there. Super simple, not a problem. We put drainage tile in because his gutter's here. This gutter is always drained down onto here. So we're probably gonna try to get this gutter armed back over to the house, down and over, and then tie into the tile there. Same thing with that one, bring that one down and put it into our tile pipe there. I don't know, there's no perfect situation, but I'd rather have a pipe going back to the house and down than coming down here and across and creating ice here. So that'll be done. Also have a tile pipe there to pull the water off of this gutter and down spout in the porch. We've got our porch roof temped up. I framed this roof system when I was here, not the roof system, but the frame last week, and got these temp supports put in so they can still pour their zero entry stoop without having our post sitting on top of it. That's just something standard that you do with new construction. Soffit just started, just kind of working around with soffit and fascia until the roofers get done so we can tie into the new shingles. Soffit there, windows are set. There's our wrinkled Tyvek. I always tell the crew that you can tell their experience level by how the Tyvek looks on the job, and you can tell on this side of the house that it was not done by any of our experienced crew people, but it still looks fine. It will work. We are doing hardy board siding on this house with 8-inch, 7-inch reveals. So we'll have, the guys will be finishing the gable soffits probably Monday. All these windows will be trimmed with hardy board. We're gonna have to fabricate those. The hardy trims are getting sent to our shop Monday, a couple days away, and Dan will have him start prefabricating the trims for these. Since the weather's gonna get cold, we'll build those in our shop, come here, tack them on. We'll do our drip edge. We have to have a drip edge reveal above the hardy, and then a 1/4-inch gap from our drip cap to the hardy, and then that's a caulk joint there on the sides. So we'll fabricate all that stuff in the shop, even our outside corners, inside corners. We'll fab those up in the shop, trim them on site, nail them up. Not a big deal. Where the weather's 70 degrees all year round. Back of the house, gable, soffit's done. Just needs another bird box and some fascia thrown on it. There's a couple hours there. On this side, this is old cedar, painted cedar from the 90s. It's just absolutely horrible job. The reveal on it goes from anywhere from 6 inches to 7 inches, 6 3/8, 6 1/4, 6. It's just ridiculous. So we're gonna do 7-inch on this to match the new garage he has on the other side of the property. And we're gonna run our 7-inch reveals all the way up here. We'll fabricate our inside corners. When we cut the siding back, we cut it pretty consistently, 3.5, 3 5/8 all the way up. So when we put our new corner bead on there, we'll caulk that in, and that'll be a good seam there. Just a few transitions we have to tie back in the cedar. We've been saving as much cedar size as we can. It's been very difficult. It's 30 years old. It's been splitting, but we save as much as we can for all our tie back ins. So not a big deal there. Side here, haven't shown you the basement yet, I don't think. So everything's studded out. This will be mechanical room here, floor drain, Navian on-demand water heater for this addition. We'll have a forced air furnace unit here. Our ductwork will come up, run that way to pick up the living room. I might have went over this before, but hey, I'm here, so ductwork run that way to pick up the rest of that house. We will have ductwork running into the existing addition because this existing addition has boiler heat and forced air cooling unit. Excuse me. It doesn't get very good air conditioning. The duct is undersized. We're gonna run larger duct from the furnace to pick up that inside of that room to tie into the existing ductwork in there. So it's definitely undersized. It's only maybe 8 by 14, really undersized supplies. So we're gonna upsize that for help with static pressure. I've already framed this out here to get duct through here, supply, and then return to tie back into the return. I don't even know what they have for returns in this. That might be part of the problem with their tooling, is there's no freaking cold air returns for this whole addition. So we'll probably have to put in a master return in this room or something, but that's the only cold air return it looks like is just the one in this room. We'll have to investigate that a little bit further, but anyways, ductwork runs through there. Took this closet out that was here. We'll just redo the soffit when we get to that point to cover these two new branch lines. But this is the air handler only, air conditioning. That's coming out completely, so that'll just be an open corner. And then boiler heat for this addition, the existing addition. This space in the basement will have no soffits or anything. We're gonna have to run this clean through here. Our plumber, we will have to frame out this corner for his stack, which in hindsight, we should have pushed the stack inside the wall. Not a big deal. We're just gonna box up that corner. Future bar here, so that'll have a stub out on it and some water line stubbed. We have not framed this out yet. As soon as I meet with the electrician on Monday, we'll know where to put the panel at. Then we can start, maybe, if they're gonna put the panel on this wall, we'll frame this wall up. I have no idea where they wanna put the panel. We'll know Monday. All our squash blocks are in. For windows and doors. Yeah, all the squash blocks are done. Can't see very well. I don't know why they ran horizontals on there. I usually just throw verticals in, but it's all good to go. So this all studded out. We probably won't stud this wall. We may end up studding out this wall to match, to cover the concrete for future use. I'm trying to think of what else. Windows are in. This will be a walkout. They want to tie in their patio heights. So we'll probably have a step outside this walkout to the patio, which we're probably about, let's see, 5, 6, maybe 2 steps or some slope, one or the other. Not gonna look at me. A couple goats. Piggy over there. Chickens back there. This is our 6-inch tile line for all our downspout pickup points. So I overdid it on that a little bit, but I put those in before they did the backfill. Another one here in this corner, which, after the fact, don't ever put them in the corner. Always pull them off the corner a couple feet so their downspouts can pick up straight down, but they can come off of here. They have to come off here and they can go over and down. So I'll let them deal with being straight or not. It'll be fine. What else we got? Go back inside real quick since I'm here. Like I said 1,000 times, this will be 0 entry, so this will get poured. This is flash behind there. We'll throw more membrane over this before they pour the concrete, but with this huge roof system, never have to worry about water anyways. So I'm trying to think what else inside. I think I covered everything. All right, well, I guess that's all I got for today. Roof is about done. Like I said, they just ran out of ridge vent, so they have that now, good to go. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Oh, I was gonna show you all the different trusses. So we have to keep these truss plans on site for when the inspector comes. There's, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11 different trusses there. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, about 25 different truss sheets. And on these truss sheets, when we frame and do all these trusses, we have to go through our notes and then check our bracing, top cord, bottom cord bracing. When we do girders, we have to go off the notes to see what our nail patterns are to connect the girders. And we have a whole nother truss page that comes from our truss supplier that tells us what hanger fasteners we have to use, how many fasteners, etc. And there's like a dozen different ones of those. We have to follow all the specs, and when the inspector comes, they look at all our spec sheets and make sure that everything is done according to the manufacturer and the truss supplier. So this one is a lot of trusses, a lot of random trusses, but it wasn't that hard. Just a lot of pieces, like a big adult Lego kit. So anyways, thanks for watching. I'll get you another video here next week. Thanks.